Hi there, everybody. How's it going? I hope you're all well. This is MAW0001 with a late review video this week. Sorry. Um, it's that time of year where there just isn't enough hours in the day to do everything, unfortunately. With obviously Yule and Christmas coming up, it's a very busy time of year for everyone. But there is still always time to read comics, and I am making time to do this review video. It's a bit of a short review video this week. I'm only picking the top 10 comics, as far as I'm concerned, for comics that come out on the 14th of December. As always, my own views, my own opinions on these comics. Please go out and make your own mind up on these comics. And, if you feel like there's a comic here you want to pick up because of what I said, fantastic. Thank you very much. First up, we have Demon Knights from DC Comics. I'm loving this comic. It's very much set in the Dungeons and Dragons fantasy genre, um, knights of old sort of thing, sort of Arthurian legend sort of era. And this issue is a origin issue story of the Shining Knight. It's not the same Shining Knight that you would probably be used to if you read All Star Squadron. It's closer to the Shining Knight that was in the Seven Soldiers of Victory by Grant Morrison. But still a good read, still nice artwork in it, and pick it up if you can. Next we have Sacrifice, which is the first issue of a 6-issue miniseries by Sam Humphries and Dalton Rose. And it is from a company, I believe, called Things from Another World. Just double check that, just in case I might be wrong, but yeah. And yeah, brilliant story. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Artwork's a little bit simplistic, but still nice. And it's about a guy who appears to time travel between the modern day and the end of the Aztec era. He's got a tattoo of the Aztec calendar on his back, the one that foretells something happening on the 21st of December 2012. Um, yeah, and it's a really, really fun story to read. We're not quite sure whether he can time travel or not because when we first meet him, he's just come out of a mental home. So, we're not quite sure whether he actually is time traveling or whether he's just hallucinating. But I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next issue of this. Um, yeah, it's sort of the blurb on it says Aztecs, time travel, and Joy Division. So yeah, make of that what you will. But yeah, definitely worth looking at. Next we have Frankenstein, Agent of Shade, and again, this is another one of those ones that I'm enjoying quite a lot. Um, Still very Lovecraftian with all the monsters and that. This has got the new creature commandos in it. It's also got Ray Palmer without his atom powers by the looks of it. um, yeah, the only thing I'd say about this comic is the artwork is a little bit iffy, but you know, next issue of this ties in with OMAC, so can't be bad. Next we have The Strain, which I believe is an 11 issue miniseries from Dark Horse Comics, and it's also based on a book that was written by Del Toro and Chuck Hogan's. And this is, from what I can tell, is an adaptation by David Latham. Um, if you've ever seen the TV series Fringe, this sort of reminded me a bit of the first episode of the TV series Fringe. Fringe, the one with the plane and everybody dies on the plane. This reminded me a bit of that, but it's not a bad thing. Um, this is, from what I can tell, a vampire story, and it's really good. It's only $1, so I'm not quite sure how much that will convert to pounds sterling in that, but definitely worth picking up for a first issue, I think. Next we have Resurrection Man, and I'm really enjoying this, possibly because the creative team on this comic hasn't changed from the first series, and I really enjoyed the first series of this. Still not too sure if this is part of the actual reboot. Whether they've actually rebooted the character or whether they've just continued from the last issue of the first series. But yeah, really good. I think there's one thing. No, no, actually, I'm actually enjoying the whole comic. Actually, I can't think of anything wrong with it. Next up, we've got Avengers 1959 by um, Howard Chaykin. And sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong. Um, I'm enjoying this miniseries. It's unfortunate that it's going to be ending soon. This is issue 4 of a 5-issue miniseries, and I love his artwork, and I love his drawings, and I love his writing, and it is a really fun comic to pick up. It's just get it in trade if you haven't got it already. Next we have The Shade, and this comic is just brilliant. It's almost as if Starman by James Robinson hadn't finished. It's a real fun comic to read. The character of the Shade is being really developed well in this comic. The only downside with it, yes, the artwork is a little bit shaky for me, but it doesn't deter from the story, which just goes to show what a good story it is in this comic. Because if the artwork took away from the story, then there wouldn't be a very good story. But this is top notch. If you haven't got this already, see if you can pick up the first 2 issues, because I think it's well worth getting, especially if you're a fan of James Robinson's Starman. Next we have Avengers Academy, and yeah, I thought this was a real fun issue. This is the first issue with X-23 in it, who, from what I understand, her own series will be finishing soon, so they've had to put her somewhere just to keep the character going, I suppose. But yeah, there's some nice bit of interaction between X-23 and the other students from the Avengers Academy. The artwork in it is really nice, and yeah, it's a real fun comic. Pick it up, yeah. Next we have Journeys into Mystery, and this was one of those comics that I actually laughed out loud. I don't know if it's classed as a spoiler, but in this one you find out that the Hellwolf had puppies with Garm of Hell, and Loki has to look after the puppies. And it's a really funny comic, considering, that it's a Thor comic. Excuse me a minute. I needed that. Oh. Alright, but yeah. Journeys into Mystery. I'm really loving it. Pick it up. And I don't think this is going to be much of a surprise, really. I mean, it's probably one of the best comics. It's definitely one of the top 5 comics that DC's making at the moment. It's Batwoman. What can I say about this comic that hasn't already been said? The artwork is absolutely gorgeous in it. The story in it is just... It was just one of those stories that comes out at you and slaps you around the face. What happens in it I didn't expect at all. But yeah, it is a really good book. If you are not reading Batwoman, seriously, pick it up. Even if you have to, if you're getting Batgirl, cancel that. Pick up Batwoman. This is a much better comic. Okay, much better. So there you go. That is the top 10 comics for, as far as I'm concerned, for what come out on the 14th of December. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I should be getting another video out soon before Christmas with the comics that are coming out this Wednesday. But we'll see how that goes. So, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you everybody who's subscribed so far, and everybody who's viewed the videos as well. I mean, I've got over 1,600 views at the moment for the videos I've got, which is fantastic. But obviously, I would like more views and more people subscribing. So, but yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the comics that you read, and hope to see you soon. Ta-ta for now.